y'all, this is Justinian555. The other day I was talking to some students about memes they like, and afterwards I was thinking about how Gen Z memes are so different from memes that millennials shared, and way more different than the memes that Gen X and baby boomers shared. While one could debate exactly the origin of memes, and what constitutes a meme, I am thinking about them more in colloquial terms. So when I say meme, I mean something that's going to be spread on the internet in particular. It seems many early memes hinged on the novelty of seeing random images displayed on the internet. The dancing baby, dancing Spider-Man, for instance. They have no particular message to them. They're just these odd images that someone would be amused to come across in the early days of the web. As social media made the editing and sharing of graphics accessible to the general populace, I noticed these wall of text images gain popularity with people on sites like Facebook. They seem to be more popular with older generations, oftentimes discussing lessons, pithy observations about life, differences between the decades, and the like. Some memes will utilize an image to grant a certain authority to the text. This picture of a minion from the Despicable Me movies has no logical connection to the statement it goes along with, other than some vague sense of sassiness or self-assuredness on the part of the minion. The meme's message is contained in the text. The image is only there in service of the text, to bolster its authority. One important aspect of this is that no prior experience online is really needed to get the gist of this meme. You know you're either one of the older generation shaking your cane at the kids these days, or you're one of those kids who grew up with Google. This type of meme I usually see shared by baby boomers, but it's certainly not only baby boomers. Here's a meme professedly shared by a Generation Xer. Here, the message is still contained primarily in the text, but in this case the graphic is more relevant to the text, as it actually shows Bill and Ted from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. We will probably only fully appreciate the meme if we're familiar with Bill and Ted from the movies, but this requires no prior online experience. We could be a Gen Xer logging in for the first time, and we still could recognize Bill and Ted from the movies. Our primary interaction with other Gen Xers is offline and not on the internet. As we move forward with the development of memes, one thing we notice is the importance of the graphic and the text shifts. Where older generations use the graphic to bolster the message contained in the text, younger generations tend to convey the meaning through the graphic, only using the text to place the image in a certain context. Memes used by millennials started to take on connotations through online usage in addition to their face value. However, even these, for the most part, seem accessible to those with no prior online experience. I might not have seen Velociraptor before, but I can tell he's puzzling over something just from his picture alone. I can probably tell that this young child is pumping his fist in a celebratory manner without even seeing it before online. More recently, I might even be able to tell that this man in the pink suit is strutting out offering some sort of challenge to Bane from the Batman movies. As time has gone on, the graphics used in memes developed a set of connotations that require familiarity with its contextual usage on the internet to entirely understand. They move further and further from being understandable at face value, and prior online interaction is presumed because for younger generations, that's how they grew up, on the internet. An early example of this trend could be the rage faces from the early to mid-2010s. This is an example here. The accompanying text might provide enough context to deduce the meaning, but these were sometimes used without much text in a way that required the viewer to be familiar with the meaning of the different rage faces from prior experience. If I were to look at this heaven meme, I might recognize some of the departed celebrities, but if I have never been online to understand the significance of Harambe to internet culture, I'd be hard-pressed to understand why a gorilla is filling in for St. Peter at the pearly gates. Around 2016, I was teaching a class of high schoolers, mostly boys, in a computer lab, and they were making all these references to Shrek. Now, I had read the book Shrek as a child, and I had enjoyed the movies when they came out in the 2000s, but I couldn't understand why any of the boys would be saying, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Now, to their credit, they told me it was better that I didn't look into the matter. I only wish I had heeded their warning. Anyway, Generation Z in particular seems to find humor in distortions to recognizable pop culture figures. In late 2021, I was startled to see some students drawing various versions of Mr. Incredible from Pixar's Incredibles. These are commonly used in the uncanny Mr. Incredible meme, distorting Mr. Incredible's face in various ways to imply various feelings. Recently, it's become common for memes to be recombined, requiring the viewer to understand the context-driven meaning, not just of one meme, but of multiple memes. I may be familiar with the character Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, but to understand Ultra Instinct Shaggy, or furthermore to understand the significance of him fighting Waluigi from Super Mario, I would have to be familiar with the context of these characters' usage online. Even if a viewer is familiar with the vintage Spider-Man villains, one would be hard-pressed to interpret a meme like this outside of its online context. This meme combines two memes. One component of this is the Me and the Boys meme, using a group of Spider-Man villains to convey a group's pleasure or amusement. Another is the distracted boyfriend meme, which shows a man turning to check out a girl, much to the consternation of his girlfriend. This meme is used to convey interest in some new cultural phenomenon, be it a product, movie, trend, and losing interest in another. If we recombine them, given a little more context, we can understand the gist of the meme a little better. Notice how most of the meaning is conveyed graphically, utilizing a prior understanding of the picture's contextual usage. The written description is used only to place the graphics meaning into a particular context. In our example, wanting to hang out with his friends instead of his girlfriend. It brings to mind the difference between Facebook and TikTok. Generation Z seems to process information quickly and efficiently, if not thoroughly. They don't have time for these walls of text you see plastered on Facebook by the older generations. Like short TikTok videos, Gen Z memes convey meaning quickly, allowing you to keep scrolling on to the next thing. Memes may seem like a silly thing to give serious thought to, but I think they give us an interesting insight into how different generations process information and relate to each other. Am I right? Maybe you agree with my assessment, or maybe you think it's just me being a clueless millennial. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Y'all take care, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.